Slate has long been used for roof shingles and floor and wall tiles. But there are other ways to make use of this metamorphic rock around the house. From tableware to house number plaques to garden accessories, artisans are getting crafty with this construction material. These slate products are a non-traditional way to use a traditional building material. This slate is from Cornwall in England, where it's been quarried for building materials since medieval times. Some of the slate used for these crafts is old roof or floor tiles retrieved from demolition projects, while other pieces are fresh from the quarry. The craftsman selects a piece to make a cheese board. He evaluates the colour, as well as the thickness and shape. Older slate is weathered and has more colours running through it than the new. He decides to use this old roof tile. He scrapes off loose slate from the surface, working carefully to avoid fracturing the stone's many thin layers. He brushes off the scrapings. He scrubs the slate tile with a chemical cleaning solution and rinses off the residue. The slate is then left to dry for a few minutes. As the water evaporates, the colour changes dramatically. It goes from dark to light grey with a bluish hue. He measures the slate for cutting and scores it lightly with a sharp tool. A template for the handle holes is placed within the scored boundaries and he marks it for drilling. It's then cut with a slate guillotine. It's a double-bladed tool that leaves a margin for trimming. He then breaks off that margin by tapping it with a special slater's tool and checks the edges to confirm that they're neat. The marks for the handle holes are then rechecked and finally drilled. He then changes the bit and countersinks the hole to sit the screws flush. Using a wire brush, any loose chips are removed and any missed bits are cut away. The slate is then washed one more time. Silicone is glued onto the base in 4 places. This will protect the surfaces that the slate cheese board will sit on. A food-safe sealer is brushed onto the slate to prevent food residue from penetrating. 2 coats are applied and each one takes a day to cure. The stainless steel handles are then screwed on. This slate cheese board is now ready to hold a ploughman's lunch, assuming that the ploughman doesn't want it back. For another item, a younger piece of slate is cut to shape with a wet saw. Newer slate comes in thicker chunks, so words and numbers can be cut into it in order to make signs. The surface is polished until it's completely flat. Using 8 different grades of diamond abrasive pads, they take the finish from rough to smooth. A stencil is cut into vinyl using a computerized graphic cutter. A stencil is placed over the slate and sandblasted using a special compound. This process creates graphic grooves in the slate that are rough in texture. This will allow paint to adhere to the stone. Paint is then brushed into the sandblasted grooves, with the stencil still on the slate to give the work clean lines. 4 coats of paint are applied, with drying time in between. When it's finished, the vinyl is peeled off. This slate sign is now ready to hang on your house. Unfortunately, I don't live at number 75. And nor is my house called Peppy and Dawn. I'll take the cheese board though. Cheers.